today, and we thank you for all that you do in Jesus' name. Amen.
Man.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like for everyone to silence their phones, please. If you can, put them on airplane mode. Let the record show that all commissioners is present, so we do have a quorum. Ma'am? Thank you. Let the record show our administrators present. Assistant administrator, assistant. Thank everyone for coming out to the September 24th, 2024 commission meeting. So, need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Bone, second, Commissioner Hardy. Any additions or deletions?
All right. Road Department, under consent agenda, request a resolution to approve the DCS software agreement and for the chairman to sign. Consent agreement, request a resolution to approve the ADM scrap tower right-of-way agreement for chairman to sign. The ARPA funds to assist in P25 development of access roads at Cedar Grove and Clanton water treatment sites. Under the sheriff, regular agenda, request a resolution to receive bids for the jail gasoline and to award. In the commission, under consent agenda, request a resolution to surplus 20 Automark voter machines. Under Commissioner Hardy, live stream work session. Under Commissioner Kelly, evaluation of the county engineer. That wasn't, it wasn't listed under the regular session.
Right.
That's all I have, or did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Okay. We got a motion and a second with additions and deletions just been stated. Any questions, comments, guys? Okay, all in favor of approving the agenda is read. Normally say an aye. 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 All opposed? So carried. Okay. Public comments. Ms. Bonnie Van Vetchen.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
On August 29th at roughly 8 o'clock, our citizens received a text message, and it read, "The Chilton County Commission would like your response." And it proceeded to describe a $15 tag fee to fund an ambulance service, and the recipients were asked to push 1 or 2 to vote yes or no. There seemed to be no prior notice given about this. Many were confused and thought it was a scam. And since the commission office was closed, I believe the Sheriff's Department received calls trying to verify its authenticity. It's been almost a month now, and to my knowledge, the commission has yet to officially even acknowledge sending this text, nor has it been forthcoming about the results of this poll or the confusion surrounding it. Did the commission send this text? And was it voted on by the body? Or
We had a small discussion about that in a meeting. It was brought up that we could send out a poll, hire someone to do a poll about how people felt about this tag fee. And our EMA director said that he could do it that way, that the way it was done.
He could do it for free at no
For-
cost
for-
to us through the county EMA app, because that was one of the functions of the app.
Right. We did not vote. We just said, okay. From my recollection, I could be wrong.
But I don't know that we would need to vote on something like that that's at no cost to the county.
Right.
could you tell me and the other citizens the results of the poll?
I didn't
I
really
haven't
see the
been
results.
provided.
Did anybody see the
I haven't
results?
received anything
Last
either.
results I saw was, I think, total of 3,000 votes, maybe.
It was 1,500 nay, 1,000 no, and
1,600.
and then 11,900 or something non-response.
Repeat that, Jimmy? We
It's
had
like-
how many for it?
About 1,500 to 1,600, and I think 1,000 no, and
No.
and then 11,000 something, nobody responded.
You had about a 10% response.
Yeah.
So the phone numbers were picked from the EMA emergency alert app, is that right?
I don't know what it was picked from, to be honest with you.
Ma'am, I asked how did this get out to the people, what you had to do to receive this. I never got a clear answer on it. Some said that you had to have the app to receive the EMA notifications. Some said you didn't. My wife don't have the app. She received it. I don't have the app. I didn't receive it. So I don't know.
Let me see if I can help with this.
Okay?
When we got away from the high maintenance of the sirens in the county went to a emergency response, but you had to sign up for that response. That's why some people got it and some people didn't.
Okay.
To sign up for that response, and that would be the way you got it. I got it. My wife got it. My daughter didn't get it. You know, it's just like you had to do it. And so,
I didn't sign up.
yes, Kent,
It's through Everbridge, it's who.
Everbridge, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
it gathers data from phone bills, power bills,
Yeah.
water bills.
So you don't have to sign up for it?
Yeah,
Will you
okay.
fall back on that?
I thought you did.
He has the number that I'm trying to get him.
Well, according to our EMA director, if you didn't sign up for it, you didn't get the text.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because my wife never signed up for it. She got it. I've never signed up for it. and
I got
didn't
it
get
too.
I got it.
It does use geofencing, and it's fairly accurate. It's just, there are some instances where it may not have reached the device if you had the number blocked or something like that.
That might have been that $11,000 response.
Yeah.
So
I
you
know-
don't, so you don't have to sign up for it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know,
then.
ma'am, when the weather alerts,
Signed up, yeah.
when the weather alerts have been sent out, my wife and I both have been sitting there then, and we received them, and we've never signed up for it.
It's kind of set up.
I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
Like, you know, if we have a manhunt or something like it, it's a notification system. If, you know, if we have some bad guy loose in the neighborhood, or we can send it out in the community, like Trey said, like the geofencing in that area it gets it.
Okay.
Do you want the actual numbers?
Would you like that number?
Actually, I would, but I'm mostly concerned about the numbers that were non-confirmable and non-reachable.
Well, that means, okay.
Non-confirmed was 29,923. Unreachable, 11,806.
Because that just makes me wonder how reliable this system actually is. If so many people were unable to respond or unreachable, it makes me question the reliability of the system. And also makes me concerned about what we're using the system for. I assume the system was, as you said, to alert us to an active shooter situation, to a weather threat, flooding. Is it the commission's policy to now use this to conduct surveys or polls?
We didn't, I didn't have nothing to do with that being sent out. We did not vote on it.
No.
It was not anything to do with this commission as a commission.
It was a passing conversation with the EMA director and the chairman.
Not according to the EMA director. He was asked to do it.
He was not asked to do
No,
it.
he was not
He said
asked.
he could do it, and he was told,
That's right.
okay, by the commissioners, several commissioners standing right here. Plus, I told him personally one day it sounded good to me. I didn't know how this system worked. He just said he could send this out on his phone.
We was talking about how much it would cost us
As-
to do a poll.
As
and he said he
Commissioner
could do
Parnell
it.
says, we pay for this service before we ever send out anything on it not, so anything extra sent out don't cost anything.
Well, I think, it sounds like her concern is not,
My concern is that if I believe this to be an emergency communication system,
Oh, I don't
then is it a community communication system, or is it going to be used to conduct polls and surveys?
I think that's the wrong part. It's not simply what you first stated, emergency communication system. It does multiple things that is used for emergency communication. And because we pay for it and it has that access, we can use it appropriately for whatever it allows us to do.
So we could possibly be getting more polls or surveys.
If the
Is that
commission
correct?
gave direction to EMA, I don't think the EMA will do that again on their own. There was a lot of conversation and backlash from the public to the point that I think that if it's ever done again, it'll be done by resolution of the commission.
All right,
I
thank
think
you.
possibly what we need to do as a commission is discuss this and come up with a resolution deciding what can and what can't be done, possibly.
So Ms. Bonnie, you brought this to us tonight. Would you prefer that if we have the ability to do polling, although it may not be scientific, but the ability to do polling at no cost to the county, are you recommending that we not do that? And that we pay someone to poll us instead of using a number that's used for other things?
I'm just concerned that the public will not consider this an emergency system and will possibly ignore things that are of an emergency nature because they'll be like, oh, the county's pulling me again for something.
If we were
I
gonna
agree
use
with
this
you.
system to get a poll, we should have notified everybody on the system, some way, somehow, that they're fixing to have a poll. So it wouldn't wake people up 8 o'clock. It woke a bunch of people up that night. My phone went ringing, waking me up, wondering what this was.
I was in
But-
West Virginia.
But you do not have to be signed up to get you do not have to be signed up on the Everbridge
I
app to get
stand
it.
corrected, Ms. Bonnie. I thought that.
I thought you did too, so I don't
Okay.
know.
Chairman, I would speak to the unreachables, if that's okay. The unreachables could have been, or not unreachables, but the ones that, how it was worded, the ones that didn't respond, that could have been someone who just simply ignored it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Deleted
Could have been a 16-year-old kid.
Right. So just, that's where I know that is concerning, and that taught a lesson of, hey, we need to push this out there more.
And that's not a valid poll as far as I'm concerned if you sent 40,000 people and
Well,
only 22,000.
So should the public sign up for the app? I mean, what's the difference between the app and then your geo?
There are a couple different ways that works. It does gather information. I don't want to belabor this anymore. We're in a public meeting, but there are a couple ways you can sign up. It does gather information, and it takes it within that area. The numbers within that area, it should hit that phone. You can, if you want to ensure you're signed up, yes, please go to the website and sign up.
Or to be more accurate.
Yes.
To be
Yes,
more
go to the website that way for.
But you don't
before
have to
anyone-
sign up.
Yes.
You know
You're gonna get notified.
Okay. And
Miss-
actually, I am signed up and it works very well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Bunny, let me say that I appreciate your concern, and we will look into this and consider what actions that we might need to take.
Thank you.
Okay? Need a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Second. What, Mr.
Got a
Reed?
motion, Commissioner Bone, and a second, take your pick on the two on the end. I think I heard both of them speak up. Commissioner, Hardy. All right, the consent agenda consists of the minutes of September 10th, 2024. Claims list, September 24th, 2024. Approval of the sheriff to reclassify for Amberly Click from payroll duty full-time to school resource officer full-time effective September 28th, 24 at the pay rate shown on attachments. Approval for the probate to increase the hourly rates based on the new pay scale as shown on the attachment. Commission office approval to advertise for public hearing for the following alcohol license. Sherland Jemison LLC doing business as Sam's Country Liquor located 4591 Highway 145 in Clanton. Sherland Jemison LLC doing business as Sound Country Mart located at the same address as the previous. Resolution 92424 to comply with Alabama Open Records Act as amended by Alabama Act to be effective October 1st, 2024. Resolution to adopt procedures for public record requests to comply with Alabama Act to be effective October 1st of 24. Resolution to approve intra-fund transfers to balance budget for the fiscal year 24. Approve reclassification of Miranda Ackerman to Commission Clerk 3, effective September 28th of 2024. Approve reclassification of Tiffany Thornton to Commission Clerk 2, effective September 28th, 2024. Approve purchase of a scanner for the jail of $200,000 from the ARPA funds. Approved to pay claims due by September 30th, 2024. Approve advertisement for Commission Clerk 1. Transit approval of the following line item transfers for furniture and equipment, organization and association fees, and insurance, lodging and meals, organization and association fees, R&M communication equipment, employee salaries and wages, and overtime pay, and Alabama exempt, state wages. Road Department, approval of fiscal year 25 A-Trip 2 project application. The fiscal year 24 budget amendment from Fund 117 to Fund 111. And did we have some additions to that?
The aforementioned ones, the approved fiscal year 25 DCS software agreement for the chairman to sign, the ADM scrap tire right-of-way agreement and for the chairman to sign the agreement, the funds to assist, ARPA funds to assist in P25 development of the access roads at Cedar Grove and plant water treatment sites, and surplus the 20 of the automark voting machines. Those were all on the consent agenda.
Okay, and then approval for applying for the fiscal year 24-25 VAWA grant. Approval for applying the SKIP grant for VR training software for the Sheriff's Department. And award bid for materials of the CDBG water grant. And approval of the tower agreement and allow chairman to sign. Any questions, comments on the consent agenda?
Miss Sylvia, under the commission office, that's Saraland Jemison LLC, DBA at the top, there's two different addresses there. Do they have two different addresses?
They're probably right side by side.
That's what I figured, it's side by side, and one of them's the liquor store and one of them's the beer, or the
They
convenience
could
store.
actually be in the same building. They
Yeah.
just have
Yeah,
to-
they're,
That's what I thought.
they're,
Okay.
yeah,
I think it's probably protocol for it also.
okay. Any more questions? All in favor to approve the consent agenda, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? So carried. Okay. Commission office.
Yes, I would ask you for a resolution to approve our 24-25 budget.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Hardy, second Commissioner Bone to approve the 24-25 budget. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'll abstain on this budget. Not anything to do with the work the ladies have done, it's just some of the budget and money.
Okay, any more? All in favor of approving the 24-25 budget, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye. I'm opposed.
So carried. Let the record show that Mr. Headley opposed, Commissioner Williams abstained.
This is the third meeting for our nominations for the Department of Human Resources. We have Monique Harden and Robert Bland nominated. Are there any more nominations?
I'll make a motion, we close the nominations for the human,
Second.
for the Human Resources,
Second.
Department of Human Resources.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second Commissioner Williams to close the nominations for the Department of Human Resources. Any discussion? All in favor of closing the nominations, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All
Also-
opposed?
Sorry.
So carried.
Also make a motion to accept the appoint Monique Harden and Robert Bland to the Department of Human Resources.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second Commissioner Bone, to accept the recommendations of Monique Harden and Robert Bland to the Department of Human Resources. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? So carried.
All right. Mr. Heath,
Mr. Heath.
1 minute.
Thank you, Commissioner. Pleasure to be here tonight. That time of year, we're entering the new fiscal year, so we put out annual bid requests, and we have several that I would like to request approval of. First, for our bid 25002 for our liquid asphalt, I would request that we accept the bids received from Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions, as well as Vulcan Asphalt and Refining Company.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second Commissioner Hardy, to receive these bids or accept the bids?
To accept.
To accept. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Thank you. There were 4 items, and the mix of each were, some were, received the lowest bid from each vendor, so I request that, the lowest bid for each item be approved.
I'll make a motion, we approve the lowest bid for each item.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Williams, to accept the lowest bids for each items. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So carried.
The next was, we had a bid 25003 and 25003B, and this was for diesel fuel. We only received one bid, and it was acceptable, and that was from W.H. Thomas Oil Company. It met all the requirements, so I asked that the commission approve the bids received from W.H. Thomas Oil Company for bid 25003A and bid 25003B.
I'll make that motion, that we award the bid.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Headley.
You can
If we-
award it.
You gotta accept it. You
If
can
there's only-
accept and award it at the same time.
You can accept it and award it at the same time, there's only one bidder.
To accept and award this bid to W.H. Thomas Oil Company for the fuel. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Thank you. Also bid 25004 for gasoline. We received only one bid from W.H. Thomas Oil Company, reviewed it, and it was acceptable. So I would ask the commission's approval to accept and award the bid for gasoline to W.H. Thomas Oil.
I move we accept and award the only bid of gasoline to W.H. Thomas Oil.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Williams, second, Commissioner Bone, that we accept and award this bid to W.H. Thomas Oil for the gasoline. All in favor? Aye.
Next,
So carried.
bid 25007A is for plant mix option A, where we can pick it up within a 30-mile radius of the shop. And we received only one bid, that was from Dunn, for each of the different types of asphalt. And so the bid looks acceptable, so I would request the commission's approval to accept and award the bid from Dunn for the asphalt.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Bone, second, Commissioner Hardy, to accept and award the bid to Don for the hot mix. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So carried.
We did put out a bid 25007B, that was for hot mix asphalt outside the 30-mile radius, and I don't believe we received any bids, so I was just gonna make that known in the meeting. Next up was bid 25008A, and this was for our HDPE corrugated pipe. We received bids from J&G Culverts, Southern Pipe, Ferguson Waterworks, Twin Oaks Environmental, and Adco Pipe and Supply. All the bids were acceptable, except for a portion of Ferguson's that was for a site pickup, and their site did not meet our specifications. So I would request the commission's approval to reject that portion of Ferguson Waterworks bid that did not meet site specifications.
I'll make a motion, we reject, and we can also accept the other part of that bid, correct?
Well, I was gonna do
Okay, separate, okay.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Williams, that we reject this portion of the bid because of site unexceptions.
correct.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
I would also request the commission accept the portion of the Ferguson Waterworks bid to be delivered, for the items to be delivered to the county shop, as well as the entire bid submitted by J&G Culverts, Southern Pipe, Twin Oaks Environmental, and Adco Pipe and Supply.
Make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Bone, second, Commissioner Hardy, to accept this bid.
Did
Any
you say the
discussion?
entire bid list from J&G?
Correct, but they only submitted, a bid for the, delivery. They don't have a site in the county, and they didn't put any prices for it.
Yeah, but they submitted a bid for that 12-inch. And they're not
That's,
the
that's
low
for
bidder.
delivery, for delivery.
Okay.
Yeah, all of J&G's bid. Entirety.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor of accepting this bid from J&G for the pipe, let them know saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? So carried.
And I would like to request that the lowest bid for each unit item be awarded, and that will be to J&G Culverts and Ferguson. Each had items for delivery, and Southern Pipe had the lowest bid for all the unit items to be picked up inside the county.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Question, Heath. Will they deliver to the, to your yard?
That was the delivery location.
Okay, all right, making sure.
Okay, we got a motion. Who made the motion? Commissioner Williams, second,
Parnell.
Commissioner Parnell,
Yes.
to accept these low bid items, correct?
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Also bid 25009 for our typical county road signs. There's many different types of signs listed here. We received bids from Traffic Signs and GNC Supply. Both bids looked acceptable, so I would request the commissions to accept both bids received.
Move we accept both bids that are received.
Second.
Got a motion for Commissioner Williams, second Commissioner Hardy to accept the bids for the road signs. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Since each item can be accepted independently, I would request that the commission award each bid item to the lowest submitted bid, with Traffic Signs having some of the items and GNC Supply having several items.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second Commissioner Bone, to accept these lower bid items. Any questions, discussion?
I have a question. With GNC Supply having only the lowest price on 3 items, and they don't look very far out of line, would it be easier for you to just award to one vendor so that you're not picking these 3 signs out throughout the year and worrying about who you order them from?
That is one way of doing it. You can do like a lump sum bid, but for most of our materials like aggregate and what have you, there's some vendors that can supply certain items at a cheaper, less expensive rate. And I think it might be worth just, in the specifications for this particular bid, we did say that each item would be
Okay.
awarded individually.
Okay, if we specified that in the bid, then
We did.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All in favor? Or any more discussion? Okay, all in aye. All opposed? So carried.
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
And lastly, it wasn't in the attachments I handed out, but it may have been your earlier attachment, but there is a bid, 25020, and that is for reinforced concrete pipe. We received 3 bids from Ferguson Waterworks, Foley Products, and J&G Culverts. And all the bids looked acceptable except for the section of Ferguson Waterworks that had a pickup site that was supposed to be in the county. And their site did not meet that requirement, so I would request that we reject the portion of the Ferguson Waterworks bid for the site pickup, pipe at site pickup.
I'll make that motion.
So,
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second Commissioner Bone to,
I will, it's probably in the attachments. Not the ones I handed out, the other ones.
okay, any discussion, guys? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
And since these items were also specified to be awarded individually, I request that the commission award each individual item to the lowest submitted bid. The most items coming from Foley Products, but some also from Ferguson Waterworks and possibly J&G Culverts, but to the lowest submitted bid for each item.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Bone, to accept these low bid items. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioners,
No, sir.
Bone, Hardy.
Yes, I thought both of my items were on the, but that's probably, I didn't tell Tiffany, but the first item is I'm gonna be asking for a resolution to live stream our work sessions, as we have been many requests from, on my side, and Commissioner Williams has spoken on this on several occasions, to live stream our work sessions to inform the public. That's my motion.
Got a motion? Do we have a second? Motion dies.
Second.
We got a second? Okay, motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Williams, any discussion?
I don't guess I got, this been over 2 years in the making. And I appreciate Commissioner Hardy putting it up there. I think my time was just about up where I could bring it back up again by the resolution this commission passed. The 6 months is almost up. But I think it's a very good thing, as evidenced by some of the message I got from my live stream earlier of it, that, you know, no bad comments were made of anything we did. Thank you is pretty much all that was said. So that's my 2 cents on it. I've said it enough times in the past 6 months.
Well, I've talked to several, after doing some research and talking to people in the community and talking to other counties that live stream their work sessions. It's an informative, it's a way to be informative. You know, in the fast-paced world we live in, not everybody can come out like you guys did tonight at these meetings, and I understand that. If you put yourself on the other side of that fence and go, you know what, I can't do this, I got family, I got this and this and this and this. But, you know, you guys made the time to come out here tonight, but not everybody can make that time. And I had one elderly lady tell me that really just made me think and start doing it, that I'm a shut-in and I can't go anywhere. And this is the only way I can get informed. I was like, you know what? I could be a shut-in, you could be a shut-in. So that's what made me really start thinking about it and thinking about more about what you said, Mr. Williams. So that's
Well,
my
there was
two.
two, actually, there was 2 that, as I was leaving the courthouse yesterday, brought that up. I had forgot about those 2, and they're handicapped.
Right, so.
Well, we've had 2, possibly 3. 3 attorneys recommend that we not do this. We've had the ACCA recommend that we not do this.
Well, I talked to ACCA on this last time, and I didn't get no recommendation not to, because the next president of the ACA actually, they record their work sessions. So
Yeah.
that's recent now.
I know more and more people are doing it,
Yeah.
but we've
But
been
I'm just saying
advised
just
not to.
recently, Joseph.
Well, you know,
Before, yes.
it may go back to that legal argument we had with Mr. Little a while ago, legal and right. And I had an attorney tell me years ago, legal doesn't always make it right.
But,
And-
Mr. Williams, part of our responsibility as commissioners of this county is to limit the county's liability. And when we do things against legal counsel that exposes the county to more legal liability, that's both legal and right. So you're doing your job.
So you're saying publicity, informing the public is a liability to this
It can
commission?
be. If something's misstated, a word misused, you can be sued over using the wrong word. And people do it all the time.
Well, we can also be sued by using the wrong word in our meetings. And here's my take on it. The people that love social media, they gonna take anything and run with it. It don't matter if it's live streamed or not live streamed. And it's normally the same few people that gets on social media, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's blown completely out of proportion. 'Cause So my opinion on this is danged if you do and danged if you don't.
If we do our job in an open meeting, we explain what we're voting on and why. And if we do our job, there's no reason for the work session to be publicized.
But how often do we do that?
Well, I only have 2 more meetings, but I try to bring up things all the time that we're voting on that I don't think has been explained, and I'll say just for the public, and you've heard me say that, because I think there needs to be an explanation of what we're voting on and why. But if you come into this meeting and you don't know all the things that you think you need to know, and it's live streamed, you're not gonna ask questions and look like a fool. A lot of people are not. And it's a time for open discussion, a learning session. That's what it is, instead of a work session where you can learn the what, when, and how of someone else's opinion that might cause you to change your mind. And if you don't feel like you have the freedom to ask those questions because the Facebook warriors are gonna drag you behind a truck through town, then you're doing a disservice to your job.
Most time we get an agenda before our meeting, and it's our our job to do our due diligence to find out what we're talking about. And if we don't agree with what we're talking about or not enough information, we can also table anything that we do.
Well, keep in mind too that I think any resolution that's made can always be rescinded. Resolutions that's voted down can always be brought back, so I think we need to go ahead and vote on this.
Call for a vote.
All in favor of the live sessions being of the work sessions being live streamed, it'd be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose?
Opposed.
Opposed.
Motion so carried. Okay, Commissioner Hardy, you got anything else?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we left the sheriff off with 2 regular agenda items.
I'm sorry. Come on, Sheriff.
He went
He didn't want to talk a while ago. I didn't think he wanted to talk now.
Well, I talked a while ago, but this should have been brought up in the regular.
I'm sorry about that, Sheriff. I thought we covered everything under the,
Well, yeah, we just had to bring this up in the regular.
okay.
Also, as far as, the bids and stuff like that, our fuel, we only had 1 bid, that was Thomas Oil. And, asked that, that award, we receive that bid and also award that bid to Thomas Oil, which was the only bidder we had for the fuel.
I'll make that motion, we receive and award the only bid that we had through Thomas Oil.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, second, Commissioner Williams, to receive and award this bid to the only bidder, which was Thomas Oil. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
That was it, that was the only 2 you
Okay.
had. You had-
Thank you, Sheriff. Sorry about that.
He wasn't on there. He's not on there.
Just making sure I had.
I know it. I know.
Mr. Chairman,
I missed one as well. Gotta bring it up right now.
Yes, sir.
This is the most important one he had tonight.
Yeah, so, I appreciate Commissioner Mims for pointing it to my attention. Thank you, Commissioner.
we good.
It is, would be out of rock, we'd have to figure out what to do. So bid 25013 for aggregate, we received, 4 bids, from Vulcan, Ready Mix USA, Dunn, and Little River Materials. And this was for various sizes and types of, stone, granite, sand. And, we reviewed the bids and they all looked acceptable and had everything, met all the requirements, so I would ask that the commission accept the bids received from Vulcan, Ready Mix USA, Dunn, and Little River Materials.
Move we accept the bids for the materials.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Williams, second, Commissioner Bones, that we accept these bids.
I have a question. Is Little River gonna have limestone riprap?
They say they do in their Sylacauga location.
Okay, I was wondering,
In their
that was
Sil-
kinda throwing me off there.
they'll have sand in the Clanton location.
Okay, all right, well.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So carried.
All these vendors are reputable, and they all submitted different bids for different size aggregate, and I'd like to award them as specified individually. Some of the low bids for some of the items came from Vulcan, Ready Mix USA, and Little River Materials. we had 3 items actually having the same price, which would need to be awarded jointly. So I would request the commission award each item based on the lowest submitted bid price.
I'll make that motion. We accept the
Second.
award.
Got a motion, Commissioner Hardy, a second, Commissioner Williams, that we accept these bids on the low bid price for the items. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you,
for a
Heath.
second chance.
Thank you. Okay. Commissioner Hardy, did you have anything else?
I'd just like to give a little update. As I said in our work session, that I'm gonna be bringing a resolution as, to try to make this Humane Society a county department, and I'll have more information by our next meeting with numbers.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Commissioner Headley?
I'm good.
Commissioner Mims?
No, sir.
Commissioner Parnell?
No, sir.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes, we've been kicking subdivision rules around, I think, since December of 2020, when first time I remember discussing them. And to date, we have not changed them. We've given Heath the task of enforcing them, and I think all of us will probably agree our engineers needs to be doing road work and not chasing these people. And I've probably given him as many names as everybody else sitting up here combined to chase. So, with that being
Oh, now,
said,
you speak for yourself on that. I ain't giving no names.
I said it. Much
said
everybody
him.
else up here combined.
He said him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not
I
us.
did.
Him.
I'm
He
sorry.
did.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Can you say it again? Let the record show.
Let the record show, I have probably given him as many names as everybody else sitting up here combined. Now,
Not even combined.
with that being said, my opinion was made at the meeting the other night, and I'm gonna put this in a form of a motion. I move that the County Commission of Chilton County suspend all subdivision regulations effective immediately.
I second that.
Got a motion, Commissioner Williams, second, Commissioner Bone, that we suspend all subdivision rules. Is this permanently, or to be
So,
revisited?
Let's
Revisit
just
it.
do a little
I said
discussion.
suspend them.
So anybody can just move
Hold
out
up,
and
Commissioner Haley, hold up just a
put
second.
up, or,
No.
I know suspend them, but suspend them permanently?
No, sir.
No, I just said
Temporarily.
suspend them.
Okay, for temporarily.
Suspend them immediately. I didn't put a temporary, I didn't put a time frame, I didn't put nothing on it. And I put it that way specifically, so if we're gonna do anything, we're gonna do it. But in my opinion, there's only
we don't
two
have to
things this commission should be concerned about on somebody's land. Culvert pipe goes in a driveway, it belongs to this county according to our attorney. So our engineering department ought to be the one responsible for making sure where it goes. And the other thing is, nobody who does not assimilate themselves to this country should be able to buy any property in this county. That's my opinion on subdivision rules.
they should
Well-
be able to, but they are.
Everybody's got opinion on everything, and this is probably gonna open up an argument, but this is not for an argument, this is a discussion, because we got a motion and a second. Subdivision rules and regulations is not telling people what they can do on their own land. Your own land and creating subdivision is different. Big difference there. Do these rules need to be amended? Yes, sir. I was the first one that said they did.
Yes, sir.
But if it's the wish of the commission to suspend these rules, let's vote on it. All in favor of the motion that Commissioner Williams made and the second Commissioner Bone made to suspend these subdivision rules, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed? Aye.
Opposed.
Motion fails. Okay,
Yours is next.
is that all you got?
Yep.
Okay, I'm asking for a motion to, give the administrator the 6% pay raise that we gave the engineer.
I thought you was gonna get evaluations before you done that.
Yes, sir.
We gotta get the valuations regardless whether we give a pay raise or not.
Oh, you gonna get get permission.
But I think our
Yeah, I
resolution,
understand
I
where you're
think,
going.
says we've gotta
Yeah, you
have
gotta get them
evaluation
first.
before we
So,
can give a pay raise.
I'll
Well,
make
hold it,
this,
hold it just a minute, Mr. Parnell. You're correct, but we done voted on his pay raise without a evaluation.
But you can do a motion to pending your evaluation.
that's where I was headed.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'll make a
Hold it.
motion.
Okay, Ben?
Just for the record, I did want to clarify one thing, and I have not reviewed the county administrator's contract, but the way that the county engineer's contract is worded, the compensation can be evaluated based on a number of, and it says, take into consideration any number of factors or matters, including but not limited to the performance and evaluation of the employee. Now, there is a provision in the contract that requires an evaluation be done, but not necessarily, it is one of the factors you may consider for your compensation decision, but it is not required for the compensation decision. It is required you evaluate him on an annual basis.
And that is required by our resolution, that all evaluations precede a pay raise.
Well, you can do that pending. Right.
Okay,
Can I make a motion?
yes.
I make a motion that we approve a 6% pay raise for our administrator pending a, positive review of her work
Second.
by the chairman and the vice chairman.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second, Commissioner Bone. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So carried. Okay, I'm asking for a resolution that the commission give the chairman and the vice chairman to do the engineer's evaluation as stated in the administrators, but to bring that evaluation back to the commission to be approved by the total commission.
You want that in a resolution going forward or for this particular time?
Going forward.
I'll make a resolution that that whoever the chairman and the vice chairman are would be responsible for doing the evaluation of the county engineer and reporting the results of that evaluation back to the commission before raises are approved going forward.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second, Commissioner Bone, for this evaluation process. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So carried. Okay. I'm asking for a resolution to approve the subdivision advisory team that I named a while ago, with an addition of removing our engineer, Mr. Heath Sexton, from this team.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second, Commissioner Bone. Any discussion?
Would you be open to adding some members?
Yes.
Would now be an appropriate time for the commission to add members, or would you like to receive those at the next meeting? And how many members do you think you want it limited to?
My suggestion is keep it at 5. I'm open for any of y'all's suggestion. If you want more than 5, that's up to this commission.
At least have an odd number, yeah.
And let me repeat again, this is an advisory team. They have no vote. They have no say. All they do is try to collect information to help us out.
And they're not compensated.
And they're not compensated. That's right.
Compensated.
I tell you what, let's do, Commissioner Parnell, if it's okay with you, y'all bring names to the next meeting and we'll pick one to add to the team.
Need two if you wanna keep it odd one, don't you?
Sir?
He's got 4 now.
Got 4 now. Need one more. Okay, we got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, second, Commissioner Bone, for the commission to adopt this advisory team as the commission advisory subdivision team. Any more discussion?
I got something.
Okay?
The other night, when you announced that team, 2 of us were sitting up there, and you called it a committee.
Well, I may have, Mr. Williams,
Well,
but I probably made a mistake. Have you ever made a mistake?
Oh, I made plenty of them.
Okay, I
made
have
plenty
too.
of 'em.
I have too.
But the fact remains that the cart is ahead of the horse on this. We did not establish this team, committee, whatever you want, and the rules specifically say you appoint. Chair has a right to appoint any number, any name on a committee, only after the commission has voted to do so.
I did not appoint this team as a commission team. I appointed this team as my team, and you can appoint anybody, you can get anybody
That's
you want
not
to
the
as
way
your
you've
team.
been calling it, Mr.
Well,
Kid. That's my point.
I did not call it a commission advisory team.
Can I interrupt here?
Yes, sir.
We discussed this as a body in
We
these
did.
chambers.
Yeah,
We
we
all
discussing
did,
and a
giving
motion.
him permission to get an advisory team for this.
So we passed a motion to it.
So,
We-
no, but
No,
here's,
we
Mr.
did
Williams,
discuss
do
it,
you,
I'm
you
sorry.
remember earlier when I said words could get you in trouble? So if you were to say committee instead of team, which is just a misspoken word, and you wanna dissect that any way you want to, but the reality is that was not his intention. He was standing in front of a group of people speaking and he used the wrong word. And now he wants to formalize that in a way that it actually makes it open to the, subject to the Public Meetings Act, which he didn't have before because they were just a group of friends telling him what they thought he should bring to us.
Well, it wasn't the fact of the committee or team. It was the fact he referenced committee that night. I got asked that after, when did y'all vote on that committee? And I
didn't vote
said,
on it.
we
We
I
did.
said a commission team.
And we didn't vote on it, we discussed it in these
Okay,
chambers.
here's the motion on the floor. The motion's not to determine what I said that night or what wasn't said. The motion on the floor has been a motion made and a second to adopt this advisory team as a commission subdivision advisory team.
I would like to amend my motion, if you will, please.
Yes, sir.
I would like to amend my motion to appoint a team of 7 individuals, and we would accept the 4 that the chairman, and that would leave 3 additional members that could be recommended by the commission, and it will give you a greater representation of the people that we serve. And I don't think 7 would be too many people to work together.
That's right.
Okay.
second that.
So that's my, so we.
Okay, Commissioner Parnell amended his motion. Commissioner Headley seconded. We already had a second. So Commissioner Bone, do
You amend your second, Commissioner Bone, then.
do you amend, you amend your second?
Because
Okay.
you already had a second.
All right, all in favor of this, let it known be saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
So motion passes. Let the record show that Commissioner Williams opposed.
One other issue here.
Yes, sir.
If we're going to appoint 3 additional members at the next meeting, I would just caution you to put some thought into how you're gonna handle the election of those 3 people. Because the process, I've done it and I messed up when I did it.
Okay.
So put some thought in how we're gonna do that. Is it gonna be the greatest number of votes ranging from, first to third out of whoever might be nominated, or how you're gonna do that? But
Okay.
I would just caution you to put some thought into it.
All right. Need a motion that we adjourn.
Move adjourned.